Yo, what's going on, guys? So today, got a movie that I've loved for a very, very long time with you guys. I've probably seen this movie more times than a lot of my top 10 movie favorites, honestly. And this movie is Kingsman, The Secret Service. I've been wanting to talk about this movie for a while, and I'm really excited to share why I love this movie so much with you guys. And now, without further ado, let's get started. So at the start of this movie, we get a scene showing us these mercenaries. Well, at least at first you think they're mercenaries. And you see that this one guy missed it was a suicide bomber, and one of his comrades just saved his life. He gets his White House and this kid a medal for the future. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't really know how he didn't lose as years went by. Yeah, so then we see that in the present day, Mark Hamill is tied up. This guy right here. And this guy right here is saying, oh yeah, this guy's at the start of the movie. So then we get a great action scene. It just sets a tone for what this movie's about to be. The camera movement is so fun, and it really ticks me off that Matthew Vaughn doesn't do any superhero movies or anything like that. Because the genre really needs him back, man. So this woman, cool-ass character design, by the way, kills this guy in incredible fashion. But after this fight scene, we get to see our villain in the movie, Samuel Jackson. He's playing Richmond Valentine. If that isn't an insane name, I don't know what is. And they pretty much just kidnapped this guy. But after this happened, we see that he was a part of an organization. And we get so much information on these guys in just this one scene. We see that after death, they all sit at a table and take a drink for their fallen comrade. We also see that the only way for new people to join is for an existing agent to die. We also see that their glasses can pull up fucking holograms. I still don't know how this isn't a huge franchise, man. Like, they could have had at least a proper trilogy with this premise, man. What a huge missed opportunity. But anyway, they just lost an agent, yeah, so everyone has to submit their prospect for a replacement. That's when we see a character that I've always loved. My guy, Eggsy. Always admire a main character who's just not perfect and got some oomph to him, you know? So we see that Eggsy is not particularly in the best living situation. His mom is kind of burnt out. She just listens to her take advantage of her and talk crazy to her son. He's some type of big drug dealer or something. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what this guy is, if I'm being honest with you guys. But anyway, he's got some minions, and Eggsy and his friends were talking shit to one of them. One of his minions told him to leave. Then Eggsy proceeds to do donuts in his car. I just have to say that I love the way that these Brits talk to each other, man. This is so goddamn funny. So the cops are called, and it's pretty funny chasing happens until they're caught, and now Eggsy's in jail. So now with his options low because Eggsy's no snitch, he calls that number that Harry gave him when he was younger. And it just got him out scot-free, so we got the organization there. Then we see Eggsy and Harry meet again. This is my Batman and Robin, by the way. So they go to the same pub where we saw earlier, and Harry is just listing all the accomplishments that Eggsy has done, and you're just like, holy shit, this motherfucker is talented. He then tells us how gifted he was, and then he immediately tells him his father would be ashamed of him. But then we just get the British minions again to settle their score with Eggsy. And while Harry is leaving, one of these guys says something to him that still to this day I have never been able to make out.
You're looking for another rent boy. They're on the corner of Smith Street.
Like, please, can someone tell me what he said here? Anyways, Harry gives these guys a royal ass kicking, and man, I can't say enough how much I love the action in these movies, guys. So after, Harry just lets Eggsy go on his merry way until he gets home and just starting getting his ass whipped by this guy. Until Harry overhears the convo, and now Eggsy's pretty much free. Yeah, so then he leaves, and then we get some pretty cool parkour, and it's a wonder, like, this is fucking beautiful, guys. We then get Eggsy to meet up with Harry again to speak about what he wants to do with his life. And then we get some pretty cool music in the background. I won't lie, guys. The score for this movie is pretty solid. So then Harry just tells Eggsy more lore about the Kingsman. And this movie just does such a good job at the world building of this organization. So he takes Eggsy to his headquarters, and it just looks like a British Wayne Manor. But anyway, we see all the prospects that he'll have to compete against. And we see that they're all just being dicks to him because he's not rich. I don't know, man. These guys remind me of those kid anime villains who are just so mean for just no particular reason. They then get their first test shortly after this, and this cool water effect from the floor, and they have to figure out how to get oxygen before they drown. This is a very cool way to show us the stakes and just how serious these tests are. We then cut to Harry finding out where Mark Hamill is located and confronting him, but before he can get him to talk, Valentine just blows his fucking head off. But now Valentine is onto the organization, but he doesn't know who they are yet, but he knows that someone is on his trail. But Harry is in pretty bad shape, and we need to see Eggsy's progression, so we're just gonna need a montage real quick. There we go. I do wonder how much time actually passed, though. It's not really clear. Oh, and Valentine somehow got fucking President Obama to agree to his terms. I guess, man. So anyway, we see Harry waking up from his coma to see the implants that was located in Hamill's head. So after they see that Valentine had a press conference saying that he will be giving out free SIM cards for free internet forever. And if you know anything about how the world works, that is a massive red flag. The moment any billionaire looks as though they are trying to actually help the world, I'll be very worried. Anyway, they then set up a meeting with Valentine's. Yeah, so after that, we see Eggsy and the remaining number of prospects having to jump out of a plane. And side note, I really love this relationship between Eggsy and Roxy, this girl right here, because they're there for each other every step of the way, and they care for one another without it developing into a love interest kind of thing, you know? If you know me, guys, you know I hate that shit. Anyways, it's time for them to jump out of this plane, and it looks pretty damn fun. I can't lie. So everything is all going all fine and dandy until Merlin, this guy, tells them that one of them has no parachute. So they all go into a panic, of course. So we get this really intense sequence of them trying to find out who does have the parachute until it's just down to him and Roxy, landing at like 300 feet. But I won't lie, guys, their legs would definitely be broken right here. But after Eggsy was a little pissed because he thinks they just wanted to make an example out of him because, you know, he's not a spoiled rich kid or whatever. Until Merlin shows him that he did have one and he just wanted to see them work as a team. I actually love this moment right here. But I also have a little problem with this, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. We didn't see Harry visiting Valentine in his mansion, and man, I just love Samuel in this role because you can tell that he is loving every minute of it and he's having so much fun. And his character is so funny. Like, I love how he actually has quirks and a specific style to him. Like, he hates blood, he always wears hats and shit, he's always color coordinated. Fucking love this guy. So pretty much these two are just trying to get a feel for one another because Valentine's plan is to pretty much just rid the earth of its non-important people and to combat climate change. And so, yeah, pretty straightforward. So he just wants to mass genocide, pretty much. And Harry's cosplaying as a billionaire and hopes of being involved. And I just love their banter together. Like, it's so corny, but it's so good. Because they're both on to one another. It's so good, guys. We then get another test for Fregzy and the crew, and they have to seduce this woman. I don't know. It's never really clear. But the real test is their loyalty, where they are kidnapped and put on train tracks to see if Kingsman is really worth dying for. And this is a great test. I actually love this right here because actually just not going for the bullshit and just passing with flying colors. But then this guy right here is like, nah, fuck this. This is just not worth dying for. So yeah, he just spills all the beans of the organization. But now at the end, we have Eggsy and Roxy in the finish. This kind of reminds me of the Foundation in Naruto. Anyone? No one's familiar? Okay. We didn't see Harry and Eggsy to go to the tailor shop where all this cool shit is. This shit is cooler than James Bond ever was. I'm sorry, James. Until they see this maniac again. Then we just get more playful banter out of these two. And this movie is also like a sub-parody of spy films, by the way. Anyway, we then get the final test, which they have to shoot their dogs. And the only problem I have with this test here is there is no reason for Eggsy to believe that they would actually have him kill this dog. Other than the drowning incident, quote-unquote, every other test has made sure no one was in any grave danger. Everyone had a parachute, and whether or not he sold out the organization or not, they weren't going to kill him. I don't know, man. I feel like he should have known that. I don't think they would have killed his dog. I don't know, man. It's just me. So Uncle Kane pretty much just tells him to get the fuck out, and he's worthless. So he pretty much proceeded to be every stereotype that he was accumulated, and steals Michael Caine's car. So yeah, Eggsy. He then goes on to try and whoop this guy's ass until Eric controls the guard like a fucking Hot Wheel, all the way back to his home. Then when he sees Eggsy, he's like, you throw all this away over a fucking dog. I'm not gonna lie, the way he says it, it's just hilarious. I fucking love these Brits, man. He then explains to Eggsy what's been pretty obvious, and that is that all these tests, no one is actually getting hurt. So Harry has to go away on business. So he goes to this hate group's church because he knows Valentine is up to something there. So he's there, and this group is hilarious, if I'm saying the least.
I have to be a Jew, a nigger, a whore.
But only because this is fictional. In any other context, these people will be fucking terrifying. So, turns out the SIM cards that Valentine had pretty much transmit something in people's brains to turn off their aggression and have no conscience. So yeah, let me get no doubt my favorite sequence in the entire movie, where Harry is just no different than everyone in this church. And this entire sequence is a one-shot. Like, this shit is fucking beautiful, guys. Like, I cannot stress how many times I've seen this scene. Beautiful. But after this, we didn't see Valentine killing Harry. Pain, man. One thing I can respect is a movie making choices, but what I can't stand is it making a choice, but then not sticking with it for just the sake of money. But that's just me. You know, maybe I'll talk about the second one in a later time. But anyway, after Harry's death, Eggsy just goes back to HQ, where he's welcomed by Michael Caine. Even though throughout this entire film, we are shown that he doesn't fuck with this guy in the slightest. But now Caine is now a Valentine supporter, and now wants Eggsy to be his +1. I don't know, man. The math ain't math in here. But anyway, Caine then gets tricked after trying to give Eggsy an ultimatum, and now he's dead. What a beautiful death. The gang's got to stop this shit, so now we're on to our final act. So now they've got to get to this Antarctica-looking bunker hideout and stop Valentine from committing genocide. And I won't lie to you guys, I can definitely see a great number of this actually happening in real life. I can't lie to you. All the richest and most important people on Earth, all in one setting, of humanity kill each other. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's pretty possible to me. So Roxy's got to go to space to shoot this satellite. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because he gets another one. He just starts the shit, and it's utter chaos ensuing on the planet. There is definitely deaths taking place here. Anyways, Eggsy has to get back to the bunker to stop it, but he's too late. I will say that the chips that all his supporters had, that he injected bombs in them, and rightfully so. But then Merlin hacks him, and then we get the Speed Racer level of explosions. Like, why are they so colorful? But I will say that if all the world leaders and all these important people all just died once, it would be a huge uproar. Catastrophic, even. But I'll just look past that for this epic scene from Eggsy and this woman right here. And it doesn't really matter. But just know the fight was epic. We've all been longing for this maniac going back where he belongs. Hell. But nah, seriously, guys, this movie is awesome. And I'm sad that we didn't get a big franchise out of this. I mean, yeah, we got the sequel, which is solid. But they really could have made some serious money with this franchise, man. And I just feel like it was a wasted opportunity. And I won't even talk about that monstrosity piece of shit movie this is. Just don't buy this. Just forget I even told you guys about this movie's existence, all right? But anyway, if you've never watched this movie, guys, it's a great time and you won't regret it. I'll have some new videos for you guys soon, and I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Peace.